So for week 9 here, we spent the first class talking about calls to action and the different types of calls to action and how they create more engagement on your website and different little things you can do to try and create that sort of environment where the users are not just looking at your site, but they're actually involved in getting things from it and doing things with it. So one of the big things that you can create that's very easy to do is a form. Okay, and we're going to use this WYSIWYG creator to do it. But first I'm going to start off in Dreamweaver talking about PHP. So in Dreamweaver we can very easily, and you can see here I've set this page up. This is our main page that we've been working on, and I've set this up so that I have a little sign up for our newsletter now, like right away type of thing. And we're going to use a form to do this. So I'm in classic view. It's like, okay, so the classic workspace view, and I've gone to the little forms tab here. And a form is going to be a spot on your site, on the surface of your page, where it's going to collect information via PHP coding. So you start by inserting the form like this. And I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to do this very quickly because this isn't actually the way I want you to do it unless you know how to write PHP. And there's a couple students that said they could, so I'm just showing them. Set this up, you go in here, you make like, that was a text box form, so we're going to ask for, we're going to call this name for ID, and the label will be first name. Okay, this stuff is fine, we don't need an access key, and it creates this little thing where people can fill in information. Okay, you can make another text box like that. You can make a text area where they can actually type in like more than just, you know, their name, or they can put in something longer. You can have a checkbox where it can be like sexo male. Okay, and then obviously you're going to put another one. Okay, now. Okay, so you'd have stuff like that. You can have telephone numbers. You can have like just a radio button where are you interested in signed photo? Hey, you never know. Somebody might be really into this band. They could just check that off. So this is the way to create this stuff in Dreamweaver. And it's quite simple, but because we're marketing students, we're not taking this course into the realm of, holy crap, we're doing a lot of coding. As easy as these are to create, it is a little tricky in Dreamweaver to start creating your own PHP code. And once you do this, you're not done yet, okay? You click on the form, you can see there's actions and a lot of stuff required. And you can just put some stuff in here, but without really knowing how PHP works, it's going to be kind of tough. Okay, and even as an amateur web designer, but a professional marketer, I can do a bit of PHP. I save myself the time and just use a WYSIWYG program. So if you know PHP, you know, that's all good. You can use this. I'm just going to get rid of this though, because we don't want to get into learning PHP in this class, and that is how you'd start creating forms in Dreamweaver. But then you got to put in all the code and you have to set it all up afterwards, and that gets a little complicated. All right, so what I'm going to show you in lieu of that is how to do this via a WYSIWYG program. So we're going to use this Form Smarts program, which I already have opened up right here. Really quick, I'm going to jump to Webipedia and talk about PHP. So we have mentioned this code before. PHP is a code that works in conjunction with HTML, XHTML, HTML5. Your basic HTML languages that most sites are created from. PHP will work inside of that. You can have PHP in an HTML page, and what it will do is tell the page, right here we're going to start to collect some information, and then right here we're going to stop, and then there has to be code that tells the PHP where to connect to and save the information. So that's done on typically your server. Like if you were with GoDaddy, they have MySQL, it's called. You set it up with a MySQL server, and it does it that way, and then it's all saved either on your server as a text file, or they send it to you as an email. It's really quite easy if you use a WYSIWYG program to set all that up, and even GoDaddy will help you with it. But that's the definitions for PHP do not really explain it that way. They talk about how it's a script like Java, okay, but it has special tags, and they're embedded within tags, and the author can jump from here to here. It doesn't really tell you what it's doing, and it's the same thing happens on W3 schools. And the code is a little tricky. It's a little tougher than HTML. I don't want you guys having to learn more code in here, but I'm going to show you how to create forms that use PHP and send you the information from your users, okay, if they submit it. So it's good to know what it is, but you don't have to learn the code. If you did want to go and learn it, W3 Schools, of course, has an entire course on it, and they talk about how for PHP to work, you need MySQL, you have to have a server, you have to have a database. You can't get this to work until you get your site online. Forms don't do anything just locally on your computer, okay? So you need this to make it work, and if you do go and get your own server space, GoDaddy will explain to you how all this works if you want to start collecting information from forms and you're getting like 10 inputs a day, okay? If you just want to do like a one-off form and a few people send you some information each week, you can instead use a really simple program like this. It's a WYSIWYG form creator, and it's set up here at formsmarts.com. So, you know, I'm not going to log in. I'm going to be like you here. I haven't used this yet. I want to try it out and create some free forms, and you can actually pay a bit and get unlimited forms and stuff like that. So there's a bit of limitations to this in terms of how you can do it for free, because PHP is a bit tricky, and if you're going to set this up, you know, you don't get everything for free, right? So you get, I think, 25 inputs, and then you have to start paying for it. But either way, I'll show you how it works, and you can take it from there. So here, I think I already have, let's just change my last name. I think I already have an account set up. And let's use, what address should I use? I don't know if I've set one up with that address yet. Okay, password again. I'm just an educational institution. Cool, okay. And of course I've read the terms. Sign me up. To activate your account, you should get an email. So now I should be able to go to my email and see that I have this email sent to me. So I'll go check that out. And this is how you guys need to do it. So this is linked right from FOL. This is how you're going to create a form. You're required to have at least one example of a form on your final project. Go here, go to this link, do what I just did, set up the account. I know I go kind of quick when I'm doing a YouTube vid as opposed to my full lectures in Illuminate, but that's because you can pause, so just don't forget that. So I'm going to go over here. Holy cow, I got a couple windows open here, guys. This is an email address that I very rarely use. As you can see, I have lots of mail in there. Come on. Send me the mail. Sometimes it takes a minute to come through, okay? But you usually should get it fairly quickly. Oh, come on. I do have another account that I might use if this one doesn't come through soon, because I don't want to wreck this video here. Okay, let's try an account that I set up last year. I believe I would have used this email address and this password. No, okay. This password. No. Alright, how about this email address and this password? Darn it. How about this email address and this? Ah, okay. Okay, I'm logged in. So now I have to register. I don't know why. You probably shouldn't have to do this if you just signed up, but I'll register again. Somehow I got logged in, but my forms. Okay, no, I'm in here. So get your account set up, get logged in. You won't have any forms in here. So when you get logged in, I'm not, you know, this is tough for me to do unless I get a brand new account. Let's check one more time to see if it's come in yet. 802 still. No, it's not in. So let's just start with the account I already had. So you would create an account, you'd have to go confirm in the email, and then you'd log in just like I did. Okay, so when you log in, it should automatically probably start here. And you want to create a form. So you want to create a free account or create a form. So once you do that, you should be able to go here and start creating. So I've already made one, but we're just going to ignore the fact that that one's there, and we're going to start from scratch and create a new form. So what we're going to do is create a form that'll turn out the same way it did in Dreamweaver, except it does all the PHP for you. And the way these simple WYSIWYG ones work is it'll email you the results. Okay? So I'm going to create form. Okay, and then I'm going to make a form name. I'm going to call this Join Our Mailing List, or Newsletter, I think I called it. Okay. And then the title actually comes across the top. You could actually have it call, say, sign up for our newsletter. Okay. Form filling instructions. I don't know. please provide the required information, and what are we going to do here? And you will receive a confirmation email shortly, something like that. So, and then you're going to have a URL where it can go after they fill out the form. So usually you don't want to send them right back to your site, although you can. What you would do here typically is make a quick little thank you page. So you have this page, it's already all set up. You have your whole site set up, right? Just save as a new page, call it thank you. And you could make this one even really simple. Like you could go like, you could just take everything out, right? So you could take out all the divisions. Well, maybe not all the divisions. Take out that one. Take out that one. Take out this whole side div. Okay, and just put thank you for joining the newsletter. And then go maybe back to home page, right? And you take that, and you link to index. And this is guys, this is all just review from what you already know how to do. And then you would link index back to it. And then you've made a little thank you page they can go to, which I don't have it in the pages folder yet, so I'll put it in there. Okay, so save it. Close all your pages if you're ever moving stuff. It just makes it safer. Put it in the pages folder, update links. And then what you could do is just link directly to that. Okay, so I'm not sure this will allow you to do it without an HTTP. I don't think it will. And that's why I'm going to set you up with the URL that you're going to have. If you're going to do this for your own site, for the project, which you all have to do, I'm going to give you the URL that you're going to have here to set it up with. Okay, so give me 1 second and I'll go in there and grab it. Okay, so first we're going to try and actually get this to work by just giving it a relative file path without the HTTP. I can't actually remember I'm using if this one allows that or not. No, it doesn't. Yeah, okay, so here. So you guys are going to need this to do this ahead of time. Here's what your address is going to be for your website when you get it onto my server next week or the end of this week, whenever you end up getting around to doing it. Okay, this is going to be your address. http kinlandschool.com/, and then where it's going to pull your index page up from is simply by putting in your last name. That's how I'm going to have you guys name all your folders. That's how this is all going to be set up. So without having it online, I know that the URL for my page is going to be, if this is the folder that contains my index page and the thank you page is in my pages folder, all I have to do is go like that, thank you.html. Okay, so the only thing different between yours and mine, assuming you create one called thank you and put it in your pages folder, is the last name. Okay, and if you guys still don't know how to figure that out, then you need to go back and watch about 10 videos before this, okay? So that will be your full address. And I had a feeling I'd have to give this to you now. So everyone will have this before the rest of their path to get into their site. And you guys are all going to upload a folder with your site in it that's named after your last name. And you should understand that. And then everything comes up based on that. So if your thank you page is in the pages folder in that folder called this is your full URL. So now I can just take that and put that into the address. And that's what I had a sense that was going to happen. So I had that prepared already for the video. So create the form. Okay, form successfully created. You can now add fields using the Fields tab. Okay, well, let's just click right here and add fields. So I'd like to see name, description, type. Okay, so let's do first name. I don't really need their last name. Okay, so give us your first name. So the name of the field won't actually come up. The description should come up in your page. Letters only. I don't know. Some people might have their numbers in their name. You never know. Okay. Text box. Let's just do text area. No, text box, because it doesn't need to be. Text area means you can enter down and write full paragraphs. It can just be text box. Optional, no. We'd like to know their name. So add the field. Okay. Come on, buddy. Now I'm going to add a couple more fields, put the form in, and we're done. Come on. Well, she's taking her time here today, folks. So I almost feel like I should pause the video. This is taking so long. Maybe I will. I'm sure the second I go to pause it, it's going to Okay, so we're adding this field. Your first name is the name of the field. Description will come up in front of the field. Letters only. Text box. Optional. We don't want to make it optional because we'd like to know their name. Add field. Good. Yeah, I just timed out before. That's why it wasn't working. So then we're going to do phone number. Why not, right? If we really want to start marketing to people. And then put mobile. That way they think we're just going to send them some flock of seagulls stuff with text. So it came up phone number, and then text box is fine, and it'll know to make it numbers. Optional, no. Okay, and then we want to know like maybe their birth date. Okay, and this could be date. Good. Optional, yes. Okay, so you could just keep adding these on and on. You could do little check boxes, different types of fields. Let's just finish this one up the way it is now so we can actually get this video done. So once it's done, okay, where's my finish button here? Field created. I'm pretty happy with this now. So go to settings. Yeah, format. So we're gonna do, okay. This is my email address. Okay. So, once the form is set up, okay, and you add a field, see how before it said incomplete? As soon as you add a field, it's done. All right. So if you go to view, it'll actually show you what the form's going to look like. So you're going to have the ability to just stick this on your site: your first name, phone number, birth date, and birth date's optional. And then when you hit continue, that's going to be where it goes to like a thank you type page or something. Okay, so what we need to do now is set it up so you can actually collect the data, and that's where the PHP comes in, and that's a little complicated. So if you go in here to edit, you can see what's going on here. It says this and this, enter for a newsletter, please provide this information. We can change the text color and stuff like that. Background color, I really don't want any. It'll just pick up the background of the page, which is better. On submission, you can have it show a confirmation message, or you can have it redirect to the return URL. Okay, now unfortunately you need to have the professional version to do that, but I still want you guys to build the thank you page because it's, you know, that's best practice. But if you wanted the professional version, you'd have to set it up so that you would actually get the email. So save changes. The way this sets up with this program is when you set up the form, it actually emails you the results according to the email on your account. So save changes. That's it. Okay, just close. And in the settings, this is where you set up your email address. Okay, so if I set up this form, it'll go to my email, and we're probably not going to wait for that in the video, but it should show up. So I want to use this form. Go to Forms. Click on More Options to share this form. Embed into your site. Link to the form, or embed into Facebook now, which they didn't have last year. Actually, that's pretty cool. So if I want to embed into site, and they give you a QR code, wow, far out. I'm going to go and copy this. Okay. And then I'm going to go into my site, right where I want the form. Okay, I'm going to put my cursor. Oh, did I not save the changes to this? So I had set this up. Welcome to the #1 Flock of Seagulls fan page. One of the first things I'm trying to get them to do is join our newsletter. So I took a bunch of this out and I said, join our newsletter today. Okay, and that might come up in the form anyway. And then you go to an empty space in the division where you want to put this text or the form, and you go into code. Obviously, you don't paste this in design view or it's not going to work. Go right into the paragraph breaks, paste the code, go to design view, and you have the form in here. Now, it's not quite loading up the right way. Okay, so we're going to work on that. If we go to live view, and that's because my resolution is so tight too. Come on, live view. You can see here in live view it actually does show up the right way, but what's going on here is this little thing is pushing it out of the division. It's like a little too big, but this is the way it'll turn out. So you just made a form, got it in your page. When they hit the button, you'll actually get an email from it if you sign up for the Pro version. Now you should be able to fix that actually in Dreamweaver. So if you sign up for the Pro version, you would have that ability to go to that URL. Now here is where you can change it manually, right? Wait a minute. It's one of these links. It's actually, and this is something I want to do with you guys in class or on your own sites personally, because you'll all each have a different URL. But I believe the link is right here where you'd want to set it up to change. Overflow hidden. Form click here. Oh, there's the source of the form. Okay. Form Smarts, online form builder. Source. Privacy policy. It should be this link right here. This is going to be the confirmation link. If looking at this stuff, that has to be the one. So you would just simply change that to the URL that we set up right here, and it should go to your thank you page without having the pro version. I think you can do that. I'm not sure if they may have locked the code up now so that you can't, but what you can do is get rid of that big thing they stick in there, and that way the form actually fits inside your div. It's still a little big and being pushed down here, so maybe there's a break there that doesn't need to be there. What's going on here? Maybe we can take out the paragraph break around it. That might help it. Okay, yep, that was it, and that brought it up. So now we've got our form. Again, you can also remove this stuff. I think you should kind of leave it there, because if you don't, some of these new WYSIWYG forms have ways of the form not working if you don't leave it in there, but this is what you ended up with. And what this will do is actually send you an email. So instead of building it in Dreamweaver, we use WYSIWYG, and we get the form to work, and it sends us the data. So it's a really simple way of doing it using a WYSIWYG program. In case you do want to do this and have unlimited forms and submissions, you would either want to get the pro version of this, or you'd want to try a program that I use called Mac Forms. Okay, and I'll just show you that really quick since we're doing the video about forms right now anyway. This is done by a company called App Nitro, and they make various applications, and this Mac Form program is pretty cool, and you can, if you pay $100, you pretty much get unlimited forms to use on unlimited websites for as long as you want, and that's what I've done, and it's kind of worth it. So it gives you all the PHP, they help you set it up with your server and everything. So it goes beyond just you getting an email, which is what most of these really simple WYSIWYG forms do. So there you go. That's a couple easy ways to create a form, and the simplest and free way would be to use formsmarts.com right here, and I do expect you guys to have a form like that on your site, so that when I go to it, I can see it like this. If you don't have the thank you page, that's totally fine. I want you to build it, but if you don't have this going to it because you didn't buy the pro version, that's fine. Okay, I understand that. So that's not a problem, but you have to have at least made it. And that's it for creating a form.